This video will show you how to bring your manifestation from the ethereal into the material using the reality transurfing process. I'm going to share with you a very powerful way that can make it so that you attract what you want more easily than ever. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now on this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the process that you can use of reality transurfing, of that which how to understand the ethereal part of our thoughts, the part that maybe we can't see, in what is called the alternative space. So as some of you guys may know, if you've heard me talk about reality transurfing before, I think it is one of the most powerful manifestation processes we can use. It's also more so a philosophy or a way for seeing the world. But one of the main parts of understanding this is understanding that our thoughts have an electromagnetic type reality in of themselves, even if we can't physically see them. So under reality transurfing, the idea is that every possible reality we can imagine exists right now. Simply, we can't view it because we're not resonating with it. So the guy that wrote the book, Vadim Zeland, he's a quantum physicist in Russia. The book's now being translated to a whole bunch of different languages, and it's something that's becoming much more well known. Now think of it like this. There is an infinite number of parallel realities that exist, and with your choices every day, with what you choose to do and the actions that you're taking, that is determining which life tracks, which direction of those that you experience. Now, we live in time-space reality, therefore we have the buffer of time between our manifestation of what we experience to what we desire. Now, under reality transurfing, there's a couple ideas I'll go over real quick just to kind of give it a basis. There are these things called pendulums. Now, pendulums are the collective belief structures of the planet and of the mass consciousness. So, in a way, it's like there's this bubble around the Earth. You can think of it like this for a visual for it. And because there's millions, if not billions of us thinking somewhat similar things, you know, there's a lot of us in America that believe in certain belief structures when it comes to politics. There's people that say, I am Democrat, I am Republican, and whichever side of the coin you are on, there are collective thought structures that when we think the thoughts of, we are aligning with that energy, and many times we think we're thinking our own emotions or we're thinking our own thoughts which cause our own emotions, when in reality we are thinking the thoughts of those pendulums, and those are carrying our emotions. Those are kind of sucking the energy out of us when we align with them. So this could be even sports teams. Maybe your team loses and you feel like negative emotion. Well, you're feeding that pendulum and you're aligning with that pendulum. It's not so much even that it's your own thoughts. Now that's why a big part of reality transurfing is taking your power back by being aware of what you're thinking of and starting to believe what you prefer versus believing the collective thought structures of society. So this is about really taking your power back and understand that we can't see those thoughts, but those thoughts do have an electromagnetic type reality that pulls us in certain directions based on what we align with. So the power of this is that you can take your power back, and that when you take your power back, you start to think for yourself and you start to create outside of the norm, outside of the belief structures of society, and this can be very powerful. Now, another part of reality transurfing that is very powerful before I get into the main chunk of the video is understanding decreasing importance and what is called the balance of coordination. Now, simply what this means is that anytime we make something more important than it has to be, we immediately put it on a pedestal. The moment it's on a pedestal, the moment we're separated from it, and we can't actually connect to it. So you may make some of your goals, and you may put them on a pedestal. You say, I really, really want this to happen. The most easy one to relate to is like a relationship. There's somebody you're attracted to. You say, it's very, very important that this interaction goes well. You create this resistance because what if it doesn't? It's so important. You go up, talk to them. Either they feel that resistance on you, or something just happens to where it just doesn't work out. That's because, metaphorically speaking, there are balancing factors that come into play that balance out that energy. So if you're giving it excess meaning, guess what? It starts to create this resistance, and those balancing factors come into play to neutralize it. And to neutralize it, it must take it away. So the key to this is to create more from an observation point of view, of realizing you're 100% whole and complete, and you're okay whether it goes bad or good because you're already whole and complete. And having that kind of loose mentality of loosening up the grip that we have makes it so much easier. Now, if you want a free guided meditation that will show you and help you to decrease the level of importance you're giving to your manifestations so that you more so resonate with what you want, I've created a free MP3 that you can download in the description box below, and it will help you to decrease the level of importance, plus it will help you to, at the same time, resonate and wire in these reality transurfing ideas. Now, let's get on to the main bulk of this video, which is understanding how to make something that is ethereal, something we can't see yet, make it actually manifest. Now, there's this idea I've been also sharing recently about the toroidal field of our body. Our body, the electromagnetic energy, and just the energy in general, actually extends far outside of our physical body. So my fingers might end here, but if I were to put my hand out like this, it would still shoot out a couple feet outside my body for one of the main energy centers, and then even further out for different layers of it. So this is when some people call it the aura. There's different names for it, where there's the emotional body, the mental body, the causal body, the ethereal body. All of these are layers of our own consciousness and layers of our own energy field. Now think of it like this. When we are consistently thinking certain thoughts, maybe we're worrying about something, we're thinking those thoughts. We can't physically see them, but that emotion and that energy is going through our toroidal field, is going around our body, and it's building the more we think about it. So if we're thinking about something bad, guess what? We're building this resistance, we're building this energy, and then when we go out into the world, we're more likely to link up with things that resonate with that energy field. On the other side of that, if you're feeling gratitude, if you're focused on things that you enjoy, then what you do is you start to focus on that energy, you build that energy within you, and as you do that, guess what? Your energy field then grows to where when you go out, you're more likely to perceive of things in life that resonate with that. You could think of it like you're going into the alternative space. There's an infinite number of parallel realities that exist. There's an infinite number of things that can happen when you're going to a grocery store or somewhere, different types of people. There's so many different things that can happen. You will link up with the ones that resonate with what's going on within your energy field. So what this means is that we can start to pay attention to what we are thinking about, and to understand that as we do that, we start to then prime ourselves, prime our energy field for that of which we want to experience. So this is why there's sometimes also momentum. There's like a lag time, right? So you may be thinking of something you want to manifest, but every time you look to the exterior and you say that has to be there right now, you start to resist, and then you create resistance within your energy field, making it prolong what you actually want to experience. So if you want to bring something that you don't see yet in what is called the alternative space, in the infinite number of parallel realities, first off, focus on your energy field, feeling the emotions that you would feel, focusing on what you would be feeling in general. And what you can also do is focus on something that is called a target slide. Now, a target slide is seeing and having one representation of what you want to experience that makes you feel a certain way. Another important part of reality transurfing is that it must connect to our heart, because our heart is thousands of times more powerful than that of the head, electromagnetically. And this is something the Heart Math Institute has shown. This is something that when you start to feel it, you will start to experience things in your life that resonate with it, because you're feeling more compassionate or connected to your passion, your soul in general. So what you do is you find a representation of what that is. I've shared this before with you guys of what mine is. Mine is literally seeing myself, and you do it as if you're looking through your own eyes, like not as if you're watching a movie. So I imagine I'm looking out at a crowd of people that are hearing me speak, that are happy to be there, that I am speaking and I'm helping them see things from new points of views, and they're very excited, and I'm excited to be there as well, and I feel passionate in a flow state while I'm up there. After that, I go meet up with people, we go to amazing restaurants, I'm enjoying myself, and I'm traveling the world while doing it. So that's one representation. That's called my slide. So what I do is I focus on that slide a couple times throughout the day. And what I'm doing is, by evoking that feeling, by putting those thoughts in my toroidal field, what I do is I start to make that energy grow within me. I start to feel the emotions of it, and then when I go out into society, or I go out, or even just in general, I'm starting to link up with opportunities in my life that link up to that resonate with that. So what that does is, doing that continuously, I grow this energy pattern within me that then starts to bring it from the quote-unquote ethereal into the material. But this is the thing, and this is where most people go wrong, and this is something that can be very powerful for you if you'll start to apply it. It has to do with holding the frame, something I have talked about before. And what this means is that life is like a mirror. What we experience is a reflection of our energy field, of what we believe to be true. So in the same way that we must smile to then see the reflection, sometimes what we do is we give it a half smile, and then we wait, and we're like, I'm not going to smile till the reflection smiles. But we wait forever. And not only that, there's a lag time in time-space reality. So it's not going to change until we make it okay that it doesn't have to change first. The true degree of change is not whether the exterior actually changes. It's whether it can actually remain the same, but we respond differently to it. That's how we know we've changed. The paradox is when we're able to get to that place, that's when things will change. Things will change when you are not giving it excess meaning, excess importance, and when you just choose to smile because you choose to smile. Why do you want your goals? A lot of people want their goals, or why do you want those manifestations, the things you want to bring from the ethereal into the material? A lot of people want it because it'll make them feel better. This is like the traditional Abraham Hicks of what Abraham Hicks teaches. Anything we want is because we believe we will feel better in the having of it. So it's an emotion. But what we do is we say, I will feel that emotion when that ethereal thing becomes material. That's when I'll give myself permission. When I get the money in the bank that I want to see, the person I want to be with forever, the house that I'd love to live in, this mansion, when I get all of these things in a row, then I will feel that emotion. I will give myself permission to feel the emotion then. But you see, we got it backwards. Because the way that it really works is that we feel the emotion and we have the belief, and then we experience it. And then the ethereal becomes the material. But what we do instead is we goal ourselves, we focus on the resistance and not having it and desiring it from a place of lack, which can work to a certain extent, but it's a longer process. It's something that is a lot more resistant. It's not as enjoyable. I'm not saying don't take action. I take action. I love taking action because I love what I do. This is when you connect to your heart more so. And as you start to connect to your heart, you're going to love taking action because you're doing what you love. Now, some people I talk to, they don't really prefer to take action. And some people can still get results with that. That's not my experience. Sometimes are more easily than others, I will say that. Sometimes I do very, very, very little and I get maximum amount because I'm leveraging it. But I love what I do. So therefore, that's when I start to get the results that I want because I love it. Now think of it like this. In reality transurfing, there's also something called inner intention and outer intention. Inner intention is more so what we can will ourselves to do. It's the action I can take. I'm going to take action because I'm here and I want to get there. That's the inner intention. Now, in outer intention is what we think of as the ability to have something. It's almost like we want to attract something into our life. So we intend for it, we take action doing it. That's inner intention. Outer intention is the awareness that at the same time, whatever we want wants us. So it's like if you want to be in a relationship, you could say, I desire a relationship. I'm going to start to embody and resonate with it, but at the same time, the person you want to attract also is trying to attract you into their life. The universe, it's like almost the collective, or it's what the universe wants as well. This is when you start to visualize the outcome more so than the process. Inner intention is the process, outer intention is the outcome. Outer intention is also the alternative space and the infinite number of parallel realities. So when you use that target slide, when you feel from your heart, when you connect your inner intention of your mind with the outer intention of your heart, because it's part of the universe's desire as well, because we're all connected and there's a larger energy force than just what we're thinking of our perception of reality, then we start to connect to this larger form of energy. We start to connect to that alternative space, and it makes it so much easier to turn the ethereal into the material because we realize it already exists. What we want already exists at certain frequency because all parallel realities exist right here, right now. What we think of as time is just the movement through different parallel realities. Yes, it's continuous from our perception because we agreed to have that kind of experience, but it only exists as much energy as we give it, in the sense that as much power as we give the past, that's how much power it has. As much power as we give the anticipation of the future, that's how much power it has. Just live in the moment. Live in the moment. That will make the biggest amount of ability to embody the passion, embody the goal in the net present moment. And then as you do that, you start to see reflections in your life of what you want to experience because you are authentically embodying the way that you prefer to be. So this is having that awareness. Having the awareness that what you want exists right now in the present moment. It's simply invisible because we're not resonating with it. Start to understand that and start to connect to it and to live as if from your heart. And as you do that, you start to make it so that you see more and more opportunities, realize the momentum will add within your toroidal field, within your energy field. And then as you bring in the emotion of already feeling it, because remember, we don't have to wait to the exterior point in time and to the future to feel the emotions that we want. We can feel it right now in the present moment. So give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to feel that emotion, and as you do that, I promise you, you will start to feel better. It'll increase your state of being. As it increases how you feel, you will perceive of more and more favorable life tracks, which are just experiences that are going to put you in the direction of you experiencing what you want in a very powerful way. So, with that being said, if you want that free guided meditation on decreasing the level of importance you give things, that's going to be in the top of the description box below, and it'll also help you wire in all these ideas that you're learning right now to help you to attract what you want in the fastest amount of way possible. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already. Also, hit that little notification gear so that you can see the daily vids that I do. That's the way YouTube does things now. And other than that, as always, peace, much love, and namaste.